don't like anybody coming to my place when I'm working. Like even when I was working with Paul Abdul, she threatened to come to my house over and over because she wanted to sit there with me, but I just kept saying no.
Why? So she could like, she wants to see your process, or just so she can like.
She was trying to kiss you.
Welcome back to another episode of Bart from the Heart. We have a list of questions that Bart made that force us to really think pretty deeply, and we end up taking the entire episode to ourselves solo. So Bart's going to ask me something from his list.
What do you think is a trait of yours that has held you back from reaching your full potential? And it could even be something that you hate about yourself, or something you've been trying to change and couldn't, or something you've actually completely overcome and you can share how you're able to overcome it.
I feel like I have the same one for many years now. And it's the, maybe you guys have the same thing where like, you know, when you're about to like lock in and commit to a task, but you've done this task many times and you know that your brain is going to enter almost like a nirvana level of hard work to get it done.
Yeah. Like almost like a flow state, right?
Flow state, yeah. When you're standing on the opposite side of that, about to jump in, it's so intimidating to me sometimes. Like if I know that I have like a music assignment and I just know that like in order to achieve this, I have to hit that flow state, but it's so uncomfortable to know that like, oh my God, that's like 8-10 hours of work ahead of me. Like, and once I jump in, I have to be in it the entire time until it's done. It's almost like staring like at a titan in the face, and I just put it off over and over and over. I'm just like, I don't know if I could enter that state right now. Like, you know,
I ain't trying to time warp today.
Yeah, because it's so locking in for me is so uncomfortable because when I lock in, I'm truly locked in. I'm really like, I'm the most like responsible that I ever am.
Do you put your phone and all the notifications off? Do not disturb, all that stuff?
Yeah, I can't be distracted, and I will like become addicted to the work. I will be like, I have almost like a really addictive personality when it comes to skill gaining, which is why like anything I pick up, I have to like gain proficiency, or else I'll look at it like, oh my God, I can't waste all that time. I got to get good. And so like every single time, like even for this last film that I've been working on, which I've been on over a year now, any time, like, which could be like every other day, they send me something. They're like, hey, we need you to do this thing. I just stare at it. I'm like, God, can I do that today? Like I have the time, but I feel like I don't have the courage to like step outside of my comfortable self and become the fucking drone that just goes, and then I like lock in and switch modes and I forget about everything. I don't know why. For some reason, it's an annoying trait about me that's like, I'm sure it's very common.
You're also doing it sober.
Yeah.
There's so many artists out there.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
That rhymes with Anthony Lee. They'll just pop. They'll just pop an Adderall or something, you know? Boom, got it done.
I just hate that I hate that I've been there so many times that I know what it feels like, and I still haven't to this day figured out the best way to approach that.
Is it because the work does require it? Because it's not like a few clippings that you got to do? Because that would suck if you have to like, just to respond to an email, you got to go to flow state every single time.
Yeah, it's because it's art, because it's creativity based.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, like you could potentially, like I look at myself and I'm like, I could potentially be sitting in this chair for 10 hours. It's fucking lunchtime the next day and I have nothing because it's creative style. It's not like there's a right or wrong answer to this problem. They're just like, do something with this and make it good. So then what is good? What if I worked all night and it just isn't good to me, but I'm afraid to turn it in because they might think it's bad. But what if they think it's good and I think it's bad? What if the thing I think is good is what they think is bad? So you wrestle with this like all night and you're just like, when is it finished? Like, when is it done? How do you know? Like, was it good 6 hours ago and I deleted that and I can't get it back? Like, it's such a first world problem type shit, which is why I always laugh at it. But like, the best thing I could do, and this is kind of like my hack, is I just get the strongest coffee I can. And it turns me into such a maniac that I do it anyway. And I'm just like, fuck it, whatever. But then the side effects of that is that like, the burnout is severe.
Like afterwards?
Yeah. After I'm done, I can't. Even the fucking director knows that, like, if I just turn the file in, they don't even try to hit me up because they know I knock the fuck out. And they'll just like text me and be like, "Hey, I know you're probably hibernating right now, but like when you wake up, we need to change that and do this and this." And then I'm just like, they know I won't see it.
They see the email came in at like 4 a.m. or something?
Yeah, yeah. And they know like when they asked me to do it, and they know that like I powered through and delivered it ASAP. So they know I didn't sleep, and I was probably at the end of my day when they first hit me up. So it's like I do these like super long benders, and it's almost like the same thing with when we were talking about urgency, when it came to like procrastination, and it's like that thing where you can't really. You don't want to start working until it's a fire that needs to be put out. So I bring myself to that point a lot as well, where like, not to, I hope they're not watching this, but sometimes I'll get an assignment and it's due Friday and today's Wednesday, and I'm not going to start until Friday because I want to feel like it's a fucking emergency, because I'm not going to have the drive to start on that Wednesday.
Do you think your best work comes out that time too, or no?
No, I think in my heart of hearts, I know that like anytime I do it is going to be the same work. It's just one of them I'm more stressed, but the stress is what makes me take that leap that goes into the uncomfortability of locking in, which is so stupid. But like,
It's exhausting, but that's an ADHD trait.
yeah, and I'm always trying to work on it.
Sounds like a theme here with all of us.
But if there's a trait that's holding you back, it's definitely that. I think a lot of the time there's things that I know I can do. Like I for sure know I can just make this thing, but I just don't do it because I see the lock in and I'm like, do I want to live in that headspace for that long and do this task? Because I remember one time it kind of like really got to me, but like when I was working many years ago, I was working with the Olympic skaters and we're formulating our the season and everything, making music and stuff. And they spent a lot of time with me just in my space, like working with me and watching me work. I don't like that. I don't like anybody coming to my place when I'm working. Like even when I was working with Paul Abdul, she threatened to come to my house over and over because she wanted to sit there with me, but I just kept saying no.
Why? So she could like, she wants to see your process, or just so she can like.
She was trying to kiss you.
She wanted to like, she wanted a live like work together, but I just can't do that. I have to like, you have to tell me what you need, and then I have to just make it, and then you can tell me if it's. But I don't want to have you behind me telling me like, oh no, because that's nobody likes that. Yeah. But then like when the skaters were working with me, they were actually very much in that space, and then like they were just so confused. They were just asking me like, why don't you do this shit for yourself more? Like, why don't you make this stuff outside of assignments or commissions, or like why don't you make music this way? Why don't you release this? How come you don't do that? And I'm just like, I don't know, dude. It's just fucking, I don't like thinking about it. That's it. And I've had homies like have like literally sit downs with me
Because you have the skill set to put on full your own albums, but then you're just like, I'd rather just do yours versus I make my own music.
I think like a part of it is just like, it's such a weird fucking first world thing again, but it's like you some people like me have a fear of almost like a fear of narcissism. Where it's like I enjoy doing shit for people to help people or to find the answer they're looking for within my skill set. But if it's just for me, I'm not as motivated. I don't feel like it's like I'm not that into myself like in that way. And I kind of am afraid of being into myself in that way because I don't think I'll like who I am if I was. And so like it's gotten to the point where like I've had homies that I work with a lot that really get me a lot of good fucking work. And this one homie like literally had an actual sit down with me. He's like, yo, can we meet for lunch and just to talk? And I was like, yeah. We met up, and this fool's whole thesis of speaking to me that day was just, why are you so fucking scared of like success?
Whoa.
Wow.
What? So how did that conversation go?
I just told him like, bro, I don't have the motivation that most people do when they recognize they can do something. I just don't have that. I look at it more like, okay, I want to be part of a team and be a key member of that team, but I don't want to be the leader and depend on myself fully in that way. Like it's just weird to me. I don't know why it is. But then, yeah, cause he's just like, a lot of people, if they could if they had your skill set, they would just be fucking doing this on their own and doing that on their own. And is it like a time issue that you don't have the time to do it? I was like, no, I do have the time. I just fucking don't. And it's not appealing. Maybe I'm like a ghostwriter, you know, like there's people that are really talented in one way and they don't want to be the guy. Cause I really don't want to be the guy. I just want my work to be the thing. I don't want to be the guy. You don't need to see my face. You don't need to see who made this shit. Just pay me for the work, give me the credit so I can get another gig, recommend me to the next guy, and I'm good with that. But I'm not trying to be a star in any way. And I think that people's, I guess, desire to be a star also fuels, you know, them taking their craft to the next level. Yeah. But for me also, I'm trying to find that sweet spot.
Because they're also selling themselves too. And maybe you're not selling yourself as much as you could be.
Exactly. Yeah, they're selling themselves. And I know there's like a sweet spot in between. And that's the sweet spot I'm trying to find. Where's the sweet spot of the guy that doesn't give a shit and just puts shit out and doesn't even think about it? And it finds its way to good places.
Is there anyone that is doing what you're saying?
Yeah. Smack, 100%. Smack is an anomaly I've never met in my life who doesn't even think twice. She'll sit there and go, she'll laugh to herself because something's funny. She goes and films it that minute, posts it the next minute, and never looks back or thinks about it again. And all day long just doing that. And it's no overthinking, no do people like it, no check the comments, see what people are saying. None of that exists. It's just purely like, it's almost like a kid reflex of just, I want to do this, you know?
It tripped me the fuck out. We went to go grab Japanese barbecue. So we went to go eat Japanese barbecue after we all snowboarded. By the time I got home, Smack posted a food review of that place with B-roll and all that stuff.
Without even realizing.
And I was like, I could have sworn I was having a full-on conversation with her across the grill. When the fuck did she film all this shit? That's what I'm saying. There's like, there's like B-roll of steak, of the ambiance, and like all this stuff. She's getting like, oh, I love this place because yada, yada, yada. I'm like, when the fuck did you do all that?
Master.
And it doesn't even break up the social interaction. Like, that's where I'm like, it's that sweet spot of like, and I'm learning a lot from her in terms of just being more comfortable about it. But like, what she's got going definitely is the flagship of success in that way, because people look at her metrics and they're like, damn, you got fucking 100 million views on this shit and this, that. People don't realize, unless they actually really follow her, how much shit flies under the radar. Like, she posts so much, probably more than fucking JK posts per day, and so much shit whiffs and fails. And she looks at it and goes, damn, people didn't like that one, I guess. You know, and it doesn't do anything to her because she makes it because she thinks it's funny. And she's just like, I like it. And then like, I'm almost there, but I'm trying to get to the point of like, I liked this. I'll just put it out, whatever. I like it, you know, and try to be lighter about it. But I think like, because I mistakenly trained myself to work under pressure for almost every kind of art I do, I don't know how to relaxing wise produce the same thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
make something with no pressure, no stakes.
It's always in distress. It's always against the odds. It's always on a timeline that's impossible.
It's pretty sick though.
And I also, because of that curse, I don't know when it's done, if it's for me. If it's for someone else, if it's for a job, I know exactly like, okay, this is good enough. But like for me, like I look at, like if I have to make something for Smack, easy. If I have to do it for me, it's just a fucking work in progress file on my computer, never to be exported, you know? Like it's the most first world curse I can think of, but that is the trait definitively that holds me back for sure.
That was such a good answer.
That was a really good answer.
That's a good answer.
It was such a good answer. You unlocked some shit in my brain where I was like, holy fuck.
Oh, yeah, we're trauma bonding now.
Yeah, no, seriously. It's very relatable.
Well, thanks for listening to that, guys. If you have any questions that are hard-hitting, that might take a little more time, that we can address, write it in the comments below, or if you join the Discord, you can tell us over there. That was another episode of Bart from the Heart.
Ryan from the buy-in.